All right. The angry Canadian from my Discord server and my the Bread Gang community, you might know him as Mike, decided to make a YTP of the presidential debate between Joe Biden and Donald Trump, and he called it the senior home debate, which is like it's a perfect name for this. So this came out just 3 days ago. Let's react to this and see if it's any good. Those of you who know, I hate YTPs, but there is a way to tastefully do YTPs. I think a Ping Trip does YTPs in a very, very good way. So kind of curious to see what this one ended up being like.
We're live from Georgia. We're live from Georgia, a key battleground state.
No. I mean, hey, you gotta fight for those mail-in ballot votes. Watching this again, it's so sad to watch his walk, and they did not do many favors by giving him no audience. What?
You're President Trump.
Just inject a little bleach in your arm. You'll be all right.
What do you say to black voters who are disappointed with the progress so far?
I say I don't blame them.
Thank you, President Biden. We're going to be right back with more from the CNN presidential debate.
Wait!
I don't blame them.
Thank you, President
Did he
Biden.
really say I don't blame
Who are
them?
disappointed with the progress so far?
I say I don't blame them.
Okay, YTP editing aside, I can't believe that like the moderator was like, "Oh, what do you say to black people who think that not enough progress has been done for their community?" It's just like, they're kind of right. Like, what? Okay, how are people supposed to make the case for you when you can't even make the case for yourself?
Thank you, President Biden. We're going to be right back with more from the CNN presidential debate.
That's why I'm working so hard to make sure I make Trump love me.
That is more coherent than half of the things he said on the debate stage.
I'm Dan Tapper. Our job is to facilitate between Dana and former President Trump.
We're very stupid
What?
people. Democrats did a very poor job. They spent money like a bunch of Democrat people, and they don't know what they were doing. It was probably the worst administration in history.
Look, there's so many young women who have been, including a young woman who just raped by their in-laws, by their spouses, brothers and sisters.
It was the most embarrassing day in the history of our country's life.
That whole line was just like he didn't even need to do that many edits because it was so bizarre what he was talking about.
And sisters by Trump.
It was the most embarrassing day in the history of our country's life.
That is simply not true.
I really don't know what he said at the end of that sentence. I don't think he knows what he said either. Democrats are from mental institutions, insane asylum.
That's a good edit. Democrats are from mental institutions and insane asylum.
I think he knows what he said either. Democrats are from mental institutions, insane asylum. And we have to get a lot of these people out, and we have to get them out fast because they're going to destroy our country.
Edited him to make it sound like he's talking about deporting Democrats.
That is simply not true.
Our veterans are on the street. They're dying because he doesn't care about veterans. He doesn't care at all. He doesn't care about
So true. This is
I had
accurate.
the highest approval rating for veterans. It wasn't Russia disinformation. He made up the suckers and losers, so he should apologize to me right now.
President Biden, you would be 666 at the end of your second term.
If you told me he would be that old, I would believe you.
Voters have concerns about your.
Actually, he'd be sick at the end of his second term. I hate that I'm making a joke out of this because it's actually very serious. Like, Joe Biden's health was in a horrible spot. I'm very happy for him that he decided to drop out because now he gets to spend time with his family and stuff, maybe in jail, but still a better condition for him health wise than being trotted out to fly all over the country and speak at odd hours of the day, meet with random foreign dignitaries at any potential hour. Like this dude is old. Let him rest. This guy's been in politics longer than my parents have been alive. You're running him into the ground.
Capability to handle the toughest job in the world.
Every single one. For example, veterans
Wait, let me
Handle
go
the
back.
toughest job in the world. Second term. Voters have concerns about your capability to handle the toughest job in the world.
every single one. For example, veterans are a hell of a lot better off since I passed the PACT Act. 1 million of them now have their alignment money. They know.
I really don't know what he said at the end of that sentence. I don't think he knows what he said either.
And let me ask the crowd, what did Trump do?
That might be the funniest end of this whole thing. Like,
Do?
I think he knows what he said either.
And let me ask the crowd, what did Trump do?
We have 1,000 trillionaires in America. I mean, billionaires. And what's happening? They're in a situation where they, in fact, pay 8.2% in taxes. If they just paid 420%, my son will not lose. It was not
Democrats wish the rich would pay 420%.
taxes. If they just paid 420%, my son was not a loser, was not a sucker. You're the sucker. You're the loser.
He will wipe out my ass, and we're now laughed at. Who would say I'm at a cemetery or I'm at Russia?
21
Let's
wrong.
not act like children. Let's not kill children.
He didn't do much at all. By the time he left, things were in chaos.
I really don't know what he said at the end of that sentence. I don't think he knows what he said either.
At the end of the debate, each candidate will get two. There is no debate
From Georgia.
tonight.
It was terrible. And so what we had to do is try to put things back together again.
This man is going to single-handedly destroy my ass. We're no longer respected as a country.
How about no?
They don't respect our leadership. They don't respect my ass.
No senior has to be president.
What?
Ask.
No senior has to be president.
That's the proper response.
Live on CNN. Good evening, I'm turned on. This is a pivotal moment. Good evening, I'm the nation's highest office.
Well, guess what? I'm going to quit.
Thank you, President Biden.
I took care of the seniors. So we cut the taxes. The companies were bringing back trillions of dollars back into our country. We have never done so well.
President Trump, as I come back to you for a follow-up, the question was, will you accept the results of this election, regardless of who wins?
That's the most dangerous place anywhere in the world.
Will you accept the results of this election?
Knock on wood, wherever we may have wood, that I'm in very good health.
Will you?
Oh, no, we're now laughed at.
Never heard so much malarkey in my whole life.
We're living in hell. When you're terminally ill, now you can go and die. Veterans.
This is a good edit. This is actually not bad. I might like YTPs now. The angry Canadian has restored my faith in YTPs.
And our soldiers can't stand this guy. They can't stand him. They think he's the worst commander-in-chief, if that's what you call him.
Thank you, former President Trump.
Nice. This isn't bad. I kind of like this. There's some points where it's very classic, like, I don't know, YTP crude humor, or humor just because you don't understand what he's saying because the speech is run backwards. But generally, this is impressive. This is pretty funny. There's some legit like punchlines and jokes in here. Like, that's what's up. That's what's up. This is cool, dude. Send me more YTPs. I will react to YTPs if you make them like this, like low key. Like, send them my way. Send them my way. You're clearly very talented.